What's going on, everyone? I'm sure you've heard by now about what's going on with Steam, and I'm extremely surprised that a lot of content creators haven't come out and started making tons of videos on this subject and farming this immediately. I think people are busy doing other things, completely draining the pirate software drama of every last drop of blood. I don't know if you people want this guy immortalized as a World of Warcraft statue, if you catch my drift, but maybe lay off for a little while. So I'm assuming a lot of content creators don't want to cover this subject because it is very touchy subject matter regarding what games are acceptable and should be allowed on Steam and who exactly controls what we can or can't play. From SteamDB, Steam has added a new rule disallowing games that violate the rules and standards set forth by payment processors and card networks or internet network providers. At the same time, many incest-themed games were removed from the store. Now, even though the rules seem to be pretty vague, Rule 15 stands out where it says, content that may violate the rules and standards set forth by Steam's payment processors and related card networks and banks or internet network providers, in particular, certain kinds of adult-only content. Now, what people have taken from that are games that handle incest, rape, amputee, forced things of that nature, which I would say about 95% of us can agree that it probably shouldn't be on Steam's store page. If you look at some of these games, you know, we have Incest Tales, Sex Village, Slave of the Police Officer, Incest Daughters, Futanari Incest, Incest Family, Daddy Twin Incest, Queen Princess Incest. You get the drift here. You get the games they're going after. But these games were allowed on Steam, and Visa and MasterCard, the payment processors, have come out and said, look, you know, we're not going to allow you. We're going to fine you for every single purchase made of these games when you use our payment processing systems. So, you know, take them down, or it's going to cost you and your creators hundreds of millions of dollars. Here we have Asmongold, Lord Asmongold, saying payment processors' monopolistic censorship is one of the biggest unchecked cartels right now. Regulation is needed to either break up these companies or guarantee a degree of service. It's not a free market when every company operates collectively. You know, so is it the credit card companies? When you think about it, the credit card companies just care about money in the long run. So who exactly is behind this and where is it going to stop? To figure out who exactly is behind this censorship and when is it going to stop, is the slope as slippery as we think it is, or are they really just going after the gutter low trash on these platforms? To get a better idea of where this deplatform via debanking started, we need to go back to 2020 when Pornhub had its feet held to the fire by Pulitzer-winning journalist and New York Times editor Nicholas Kristof. But to tell you more about this, let's go to Ani. Can you tell me about Nicholas Kristof's New York Times article about content on Pornhub and the subsequent fallout from it?
Nicholas Kristof's New York Times article, The Children of Pornhub, published in December 2020, shook things up by exposing some dark corners of the platform. He detailed how Pornhub hosted non-consensual content, including videos of minors and sexual assaults, with lax moderation allowing this material to thrive. Kristof interviewed victims, some underage, who found their abuse uploaded without consent, and he called out the site's parent company, MindGeek, for profiting off this exploitation. The piece was raw and graphic, leaning into Kristof's trademark style of spotlighting human rights abuses with a heavy moral punch. The fallout was immediate and messy. Public and political pressure spiked. Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau even voiced concern, pushing for law enforcement action. Visa and MasterCard cut ties with Pornhub.
So who exactly is behind, or who is claiming responsibility for this latest wave of Steam game bans? Pirate Nation tweets out, this NGO collective shout is behind the recent Steam game ban. These feminists are pressuring payment processors to oppose Valve. They are your enemy. And here, this is a screen grab from their website where, you know, it shows all the payment processors and it says, stop payment processors from fueling rape, incest, child abuse games. That all makes sense. It's funny that they show Gris and Euro Truck Simulator and Stardew Valley, maybe the least problematic games of all time. To further dig in, here we have Emerald Apple saying, who are these people? Evidently, they have so much pull that they can influence payment processors to ban many games on Steam and from many other media on PixIV. They have been spearheading a censorship campaign that's being implemented by Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, etc. And here we have one of their followers, or I don't think it's someone that works there or is a part of their group, saying, at Collective Shout, campaign calling on credit card codes, payment company gateways to stop facilitating sales transactions for 500 rape, incest, and child abuse themes game has attracted significant media coverage, including in today's Australian... We're not going to go that far. Australian? Yeah, we'll get back to that. Who are these people? So if you go to the Collective Shout website or their front page, it says, since our launch in 2010, we have achieved many wins. Billboards objectifying women pulled down, sexualized children's clothing withdrawn from sales, sexually violent games banned, Andrew Tate's pimping courses removed from Spotify, and an age verification trial underway to help protect kids from exposure to porn. Last year saw a record 34 wins. Collective Shout also has a video here, and if we go ahead and play it, you'll notice something immediately.
Thanks for joining with us in believing there can be a better world. A world free from sexploitation. A world where the objectification of women and the sexualization of girls is no longer...
We know that accent. That is an Australian accent. And Australians hate video games and censor their ever-loving shit out of them. And if not, they're completely banned. And if you don't believe me, let's take a look at the list of some of their banned games. And all of this matters because it's not just going to stop at those super gross games that everyone can agree, for the most part, should be taking off of Steam. I don't think it should have been the credit card processing company's decision, but a lot of that stuff is gross. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of their banned games here. Hotline Miami 2. South Park, The Stick of Truth, Saints Row 4, State of Decay, Syndicate, The Witcher 2, Risen, Shell Shock 2, Silent Hill Homecoming, Manhunt 2, Soldier of Fortune, Reservoir Dogs, 50 Cent Bulletproof, Narc, Blitz the League, Manhunt 1, The Getaway, BMX, Triple X. I mean, do you need any more convincing? Do you think they're going to stop at incest games? This is the country that bans games like The Witcher 2 because Geralt can drink potions and get more powerful. Don't be delusional. Do not think that it's going to stop here. And if you want to know how they really feel about us, if you want to know how this group really feels about us, here's something they retweeted by Megan Murphy. Pervert nerds are responsible for most of society's ills. Prove me wrong. This is in response to someone complaining about the Grok dance animation. Yeah, pervert nerds are responsible for most of society's ills. How could you say that? How could you tweet that? How could you read that and retweet that and think that that's true? Not rapists, not child sex traffickers, not warmongers, not murderers, not corrupt politicians, not people in control, not multi-billionaires with their fingers on the button. No, nerds who like a panty shot every once in a while in their game. That's who's responsible for most of society's ills. Here's a post by Lecter. I won't say his whole name, their whole name. Friendly reminder, but this won't just stop at Loli Show, rape and incest games, but will expand more and more, even covering what you think is safe horny, such as furry content. And they posted Fansly's new rules regarding content. Here we have them banning AI-generated content. I mean, I think it's okay as long as you're not pushing it to be real. Alcohol and intoxicating substances is a rule that's been going around streaming for a while. No big deal. Social media account sales, that's fine. But now you get into policy clarifications with anthropomorphic content. Our payment processing partners classify some anthropomorphic content as simulated bestiality. As a general guideline, Kimomomini, human-like characters with animal ears, tails, is permitted, but full fursonas, kimono, and scaly content are prohibited in adult contexts. Then it goes on with hypnosis, mind control. This prohibition includes all synonymous terms: mesmerize, mindfuck, mind control, hypno, regardless of content. Wrestling content. Professional studio produced adult wrestling is permitted. Amateur or party wrestling content is prohibited, as it may be interpreted as non-consensual activity, even when consensual content that simulates forced struggle or non-consent violates our policy. Public spaces, that's fine. We don't want that. To go back, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, but Kimo no Mimi, human-like characters with animal ears, tails, and, that's fine for now. But when you start comboing it with a cute girl with young features, and it's a game, that sounds very familiar. Where have I heard that before? Oh yeah, Pretty Derby. The nerds of the world that are responsible for all society's ills. Sending retired Japanese racehorses hundreds of kilograms of ryegrass to eat, sending so much money they crash the site donation servers. This game could go. This game could be next on the chopping block. How is this not bestiality? This is 100% the slope that's going to be slipped down. I can guarantee a game that they won't come after is Love in Deep Space, a game that makes $70 million a month. A game that is so popular with females that it's probably the #1 gacha game in the entire world right now. This is fine, because if you look at their site, they do mention children, boys and girls, but then once you get older, men, we don't care about you anymore. Then it just turns into the objectification of women, not the objectification of men, by the way. And there really is no fight back against this. A lot of people say, well, look what we did to Sweet Baby Inc. If they ever start to get too out of control, we can always reel them in. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. The credit card process, the video game industry could cease to exist. Every single red cent of it could disappear tomorrow, and Visa and MasterCard wouldn't flinch. They do not care. They do not care. Every last penny of the video game market could cease to exist, because they know that it will just funnel into something else, and kids will go find something else to do. Young adults, whatever, will go find something else to do. It's not like when baseball stopped being popular, the popularity of sports dropped. No, basketball became more popular. Football became more popular. That's how it works. They do not care if the video game market implodes. They are unpushable. They are an immovable object. No amount of policy in America that's passed in favor of not allowing credit card processing companies to dictate what content we see is going to affect any type of global change in a company like Steam, who operates globally. It's much easier for them to remove the game completely, say, we hope you make a new game on Steam, sorry about your loss, and move on. They're not just, I know games are region locked, I know they've done it before, but in cases like this, they'll just remove the content and not be bothered with it. Dark times are definitely ahead. Like I said in the beginning of the video, no one's going to really want to talk about this because it's very touchy subject matter. We can all agree that rape games are fucking terrible. I don't know what to tell you about incest games. Not my cup of tea, but it's wildly popular on every single porn site. Every other video is, you just have to skirt it with stepsister, stepmom. We all know what they really mean. We all know what that really is. So listen, to each his own. But when is it going to stop? And who is actually responsible for freedom of speech in this country? Is it Visa? Is it MasterCard? Is it some Australian feminist group? Anyway, please like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.